of Dr. Gelber. Today we'll be talking about how cold is too cold for your pets being outside. What temperatures are good for dogs to be sleeping outside or staying outside?
So generally, if you're too cold to be outside, it's probably going to be too cold for your dogs most of the time. If you are in Texas like we are, you have a little bit more time. Generally, yesterday it was 40 degrees, today it's 70. So if you have to be outside and you need to put on a jacket, that's about the time when I would say, okay, let's really think about how cold it is for your dog to stay outside. Because if you're going to be uncomfortable being out there for more than about 20 minutes, especially if you need a jacket to be outside, it's probably going to start to be too cold for a lot of dogs.
What dog breeds are good to sleep outside?
Sure. So most of the time, if it's a dog that you can think of that has a ton of fur, like Huskies or German Shepherds or things that have a lot more fluff, they're going to be better insulated against the cold. If you have a 3-pound Chihuahua that has almost no hair, they're probably going to have a harder time in the cold.
For the people that cannot have their dogs inside, how can we keep them warm?
Yeah. So most of the time, if you kind of apply the 3-wall idea, so they need a roof, they need 3 sides at least, and then they need bedding inside it too. So straw or hay, it seems kind of weird to do that in the city, but that's a really good insulator. But blankets, things like that to kind of keep them warm, but they really need 3 sides because then they can kind of get against the wind, and then a roof in case there's more wind or rain or snow or anything like that.
What are the effects if a dog gets hypothermia?
Yeah, so it can look like a lot of different things. Sometimes they just look really tired. Sometimes they can even get frostbite if it's cold enough. Some dogs will even have just damage to their actual tissue, either their skin or their paw pads or their belly if they're on something cold or on something that's frozen for a long period of time, especially if they have less hair to cover them up.
Is it possible that they will be surviving, or is it a very slight chance?
It depends on the dog, and it depends on how healthy they are otherwise. Just like people, if you are, a young, healthy person that can kind of be a little bit more resilient than, say someone that's 85 and doesn't have a lot of body fat reserves, that's obviously going to be a better situation. If you have a 3-year-old, really healthy, really fluffy golden retriever outside, probably better than an 18-year-old 3-pound Chihuahua. So it just kind of depends on the dog and how cold it is and what the situation is. But it's possible, especially in Texas, it doesn't get that cold, but absolutely still gets cold enough that we have to deal with this sometimes.
Thank you so much,
Sure.
Dr. Gelber, for helping us and teaching us to keep our dogs safe during the cold months.
Anytime.